is Tuesday. We are going to do our review for our accounting eval. So we are identifying the assets and either the liabilities or owner's equity that are affected. Remember, it's double entry accounting, dual entry accounting, so we're going to be having more than one account affected here. So paid the monthly rent by check. We have to ask those 4 questions. What did we gain? What did we lose? Did we take on any debt? Did we pay down any debt? We lost cash, and it's going to affect our owner's equity as well. Nothing with debt on that one. Number 2, paid cash for marketing expense. Again, this is an expense. This is the exact same thing. This would affect expenses. This would affect expenses as well. So owner's equity and cash, that's where we're losing. Check is cash. Received cash, so now we're receiving an asset from mowing a lawn, so we didn't lose any assets, so it's going to affect cash and also owner's equity. If we'd have lost inventory, it would have affected cash and whatever, lawn equipment, whatever type of inventory. We didn't sell any inventory. This was a service, so when we provide a service, it's going to be 1 and 4 as well, owner's equity and cash. Purchased lawn equipment on account. So we purchased lawn equipment, so we gained lawn equipment, which is number 5, and we purchased it on account, which is a liability. That is our accounts payable. We owe that money. That is debt for us, so that is 6. 5 and 6. Mowed a lawn for a client on account. So we mowed a lawn, so we didn't gain, we did gain some. We gained accounts receivable because we mowed it on account, which means they owe us money. We're going to receive that money later. We did not receive any cash, nothing for office supplies, no lawn equipment changed hands. We didn't borrow any money or pay down any debt, so it's going to affect our owner's equity. This is going to be revenue. I know I didn't have revenue, expenses, and capital in there, but yeah, that's okay. We just lumped them all together. Number 6, sold to a friend. Doesn't really matter if it's a friend or customer. A used mower owned by the business on account for a small profit. So we have a few things going on here. So we lost a mower, so that's going to affect lawn equipment. We sold it to somebody on account, which means they owe us money, so that's accounts receivable. And there was a profit that goes along with it as well. So the difference between the lawn equipment that we lost, that asset we lost, and the accounts receivable that we brought in is going to affect owner's equity with profit. So 524, that's a tough one right there. Issued a check to a creditor, especially without numbers. 6 is tough without numbers. Issued a check to a creditor in partial payment of amount owed. So we issued a check, so that means we lost cash. Cash is 1. To a creditor for an amount that we owed. So we are paying down some of our debt. We didn't gain anything. We didn't take on debt. We are losing debt. So this would be negative in liabilities or accounts payable. Same thing for that. All right, over to number 8. Purchased office supplies on account. So what did we gain? We gained office supplies. That is an asset. What did we lose? We didn't lose anything. Did we take on any debt? Yes, because we have not paid for these office supplies yet. So this accounts payable is going to increase. 3 and 6. The owner, Shane Rapp, withdrew cash for personal use. So what did we lose? We lost cash. This is capital for owner's equity. If he is the owner of our business is probably not going to do very well with Dr. Rapp running the business. Just kidding. He's great. Wrote a check for the monthly telephone bill. This is an expense. This is going to be cash and owner's equity. All right, there are the answers for section number 1. As we go over to number 2, we've done this before, plus minus 0. Remember, we can have a plus and a minus. If we're trading one asset for another, we're going to have a plus minus in the asset category only. All right, bought office furniture on account. We are plus 0. The fact that those are not centered is going to drive me crazy. So let me try to center those up. All right. So we gained an asset, office furniture. We took on debt, liabilities increased, nothing for owner's equity. Okay. The owner, Emily, invested cash into the business, so we received cash. We did not lose anything. We did not take on any debt, pay down any debt, and we increased our owner's equity. Boom, easy. 3, paid monthly utility bill by check. This is an expense. Expenses are always minus 0 minus. Done. Purchased office supplies for cash. This is our plus minus. Hey, that's not, it's supposed to be, it's okay. It's not gonna let me do that. All right, fine. We'll try plus minus. How about that? So let me do that. Man, these cells don't like me very much. let me try to not do a formula. I'll tell you what, I can do this. Yeah, there's a way I can cheat around it. Plus minus 0, 0. All right, on to number 5. Prepared a lease for a client on account. This would be a service, so we would increase asset accounts receivable. Nothing for liabilities and plus for owner's equity. Number 6, withdrew cash for personal use. This minus 0 minus. This is the exact opposite of Emily putting money into the account. On to number 7, bought a computer with cash. So this is, again, another plus minus 0, 0. We're trading assets on 7. Number 8, received cash. So we know that goes up for completing business services. So we didn't lose any assets, we didn't take on any debt, paid down any debt, and we will have profit in there even if there is, or revenue I should say, coming into the business. All right, number 9, wrote a check to a creditor. So we wrote a check, so we lost cash for an amount owed on account. So we were paying down our debt. When we pay down our liabilities, we decrease our liabilities, and that is all that's going on there. Number 10, wrote a check for monthly rent. This is a rent expense. Again, expenses minus 0 minus. Done and done. I believe I did all of those correctly. And we move on to number 3. All right. Section 3, we're just identifying what these are. Super easy. Accounts receivable is an asset. Computer equipment's an asset. Accounts payable is a liability. Cash in the bank is an asset. Office equipment is an asset. Lauren Marcus Capital, that is our owner's equity. Repair tools is an asset. Again, you will put your answers over there. I just wanted to put them here because it's not in the same column. All right, very easy. We have to just kind of understand these things. These are kind of some gimme points right here. All right, when we take our eval, every box will be worth a certain amount of points. All right, so here's where we get into some real heavy stuff here. All right, now we're putting numbers in with these. So the owner deposited $10,000 cash into the bank account. So 10,000 cash. Let's change the name. That's an old student. Let's see, who can we put in here? Boom. Put Elliot in there. All right. Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't put these into currency. It's gonna drive me crazy. And we should center them. Sorry, this is just me. That should be a currency too. I wonder why that didn't receive currency. Oh well. Yeah, didn't like me. Okay, moving on. Number 2, wrote a check for $1,000 to pay the month's rent. We lost $1,000. Nothing else happened until it comes over to owner's equity. Boom. Oh, well, that one has. All right, that one has a $. The owner purchased inventory, $2,000 with cash. So we gained inventory. We lost cash, minus 2,000. Nothing else happened. We traded one asset for another. Boom. Number 4, bought computer equipment valued at $5,000 on account. So we gained computer equipment. It's over here. That is $5,000. We paid for it on account. Accounts payable increases because we're taking on debt. Nothing else. There's no profit, no expenses, no inventory, no accounts receivable to be paid later. We didn't lose any cash, gain any cash. On to number 5. Received a check for $2,000 from a customer for services. So that's what we received, $2,000. And it's revenue. That's all that it is. 2,000 over here for capital. Here we go. It should be capital. That's what the owner takes in and brings out. Takes out or brings in. Revenue should be from services or from profit, and then expenses should be cost of operating the business. I just lumped them all in. I should really rename this just owner's equity. I apologize if that confused anybody. Sorry, but there we go. On to number 6. Number 6, the owner, Jay Grant. That's Jane Grant. We should have a different owner. We should have Beth Grant be our owner. All right, Beth Grant withdrew $500 for personal use. So we lose $500, and that reduces Beth Grant's equity. Actually, it should be Elliot because Elliot's our owner. Sorry, Beth, you are fired. Boom. Okay. Sold one of the computers from inventory for $3,000 on account. So we sold it for $3,000 on account. That's accounts receivable. We did not receive any cash. We did, not $9. we did lose some inventory, but let's figure out how much inventory we lost, how much we bought computers. Up here, $1,000 each, so we lost $1,000 worth of computers. Jeez, I'm struggling. Not computer equipment, this is computers because this is what we sold. And then we have the profit, 3,000 minus 1,000 minus 0 for accounts payable equals 2,000. This is our profit. That's a beautiful thing right there. On to number 8, wrote a $2,500 check for partial payment. So we wrote a check, that's minus 2,500 cash for partial payment, which means that's paying down some of our debt, $2,500 there, and nothing happens here. You guys can balance this out. I'm sure I could probably do it too, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let you guys balance all those out, but it should. All of these are assets here. These assets minus liabilities equals owner's equity. All right, section 5. This can be a tricky section, so here we go. Pick the best transaction to match. Increase an asset and increase a liability. If we want to increase an asset, well, maybe we should just read this and then match them up with this. Mary bought equipment for use in the business with cash. So this is going to affect, this is going to decrease asset cash, and this is going to increase asset equipment. I think you guys can find it from there. So that's increase asset, decrease asset, which looks like letter B. Okay, receive $200 cash for an eye exam. This would increase asset, cash, increase owner's equity, because that would be profit. Paid $1,500 in wages. This is salary expense. This is going to be minus 0 minus. This is decrease asset, cash, decrease I should have just typed it. Owner's equity. Made a partial payment. This is minus 0 minus, so we decrease asset, cash, decrease liabilities. And last one, purchase $10,000 worth of inventory on account. So we increase asset inventory and we increase liabilities, which is account payable. Boom, boom. Hopefully I didn't mess any of those up. I think I did pretty well. All right, this is what we'll have to know on the next one. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.